Hello everyone and welcome back to Space Engineers. Today we're going to be trying a little bit different of a video. We're going to be doing a time-lapse and then we're going to go to a kind of not time-lapse section afterwards. So to get straight into what we're doing on screen in the time-lapse, I'm building out kind of a modular set starting with a 9x9 kind of platform with feet. Showing the character and what size he is just so I can get a sense of scale. One of the shots for inspiration I had was a bedroom, so that's why the bed was there. And going through this whole process, I had where I wanted to go with it, and it ended up looking a lot more like Star Citizen's modular outposts, which is not the angle I wanted to go, but it's still made for a good tile set. So I don't know if in the next episode we're going to be trying to go a little more to the direction I wanted to, or more working more with this. We will find out. But this one is a kind of double long. I think it's 25 small blocks long. And for this next one, it's going to be a 25 by 25. Just get kind of different sizes of platforms and things of that nature. We did do the feet kind of supports in different sizes. But I realized that's actually not going to be used all that often. And here we get started on some stairs to get into the outpost. They're not nearly tall enough. I need to make them. I need to make these pieces kind of able to go into the ground more. So going through this whole thing, it's very concepting most of the time. So there's not a lot of kind of progress made a lot. So that's why I want to do this type of video, because if I were to do this in real time, I was recording for basically an hour this entire video, and most of the stuff I was doing didn't actually work. Like, I've tried 3 different stairs already, so I know that I was able to do this blast door staircase sometime in the past, and as you can see, the last one didn't work, so I don't know what was up with that one. But putting them in line worked perfectly. So now we're adding the railing, which just using some armor panels to do that. And it ends up being a little too small, so we have to add a block. So test it out, put the slants on, then test it out with the character. So, and with things like these modular sets, you need to think of how they exactly work for more than just one thing. Like, not necessarily this is only the from ground to outpost, but maybe you can use the staircase also in the outpost to get up a flight of stairs, like a different separate story type thing. I would probably get another variant, a more airy variant of these soon. And I definitely want these to look more outpost-like, adding the grates in the ground for water to drain out. And I wanted a little platform, which this is where it kind of becomes its own thing instead of a modular piece, unfortunately, because you would want a staircase that didn't have any unique features on either end, so you can just tile it as many times as you need. So we put that aside and we start working on the wall set. So this actually takes a lot of different variations and going through and concepting how exactly I built out the walls. As you can see, I'm building basically just a blank piece, and then I grab the platform and I start building on that. But eventually, I'll delete most of the platform. I actually went through. I had basically no idea what I was doing. I just had some general ideas of what I wanted it to look like, and I failed at every one of them. And like I said, it kind of turned out like the Star Citizen Outpost. The only difference is, or the only way I can make it more like the Star Citizen Outpost is to use the rounded, uh, slanted pieces. So it's more rounded. What are they called? Little bits that kind of bump out from the wall. We rounded instead of slanted. So the one I have is more of an industrial look than that would be. So I'm positioning the character to try and get the lights all done. Changing the transparency of the UI because I didn't do this off screen, and it just basically this was just all I have no idea what I'm doing, so just start recording. So it's gonna be kind of clunky, and start seeing what it would look like with white, and then made white the main color. Almost says character. Anyway, so I know I want it at least double colored. I didn't get a tricolor in there, but a tricolor would be more a outpost specific thing. Like maybe this is a mining outpost, so it'd be, let's say, orange, or this is a living outpost, so it'd be blue. I don't know, just spitballing here. So as you can see, I deleted most of the platform, and then I left the feet, and we'll actually be getting rid of those later in the video too. But it's a good way to keep it off the ground, keep it within the certain numbers. I think it's like seven across, and it makes it really easy to not hide any of the panel and to keep working on everything you need. So we have a windowed version so far with the shutter mod, so you can actually open them. What I should have done was put the control panel on it, or a button, and put in the controls for the shutters before adding it to the building that we're going to build later in the video. But I can do that eventually, just it means I have to do a whole bunch of stuff after I build the building. So that is something to keep in mind. If you have items like lights or things that move, pistons or whatnot, on a tileable thing, you definitely want to add the groups before you copy and paste it a ton of times. Because once you copy and paste stuff like lights, if you have light, like interior light and interior light 1, if you copy and paste it, it will still say interior light and interior light 1 just over and over and over and over. So you'll have like a ton, however many you copy and paste, of those interior light 1. So that's why you want to put the control panel on the thing that you're copying and pasting. That way, let's say a light switch would do just that, panels of lights. So it does kind of make it easier to, let's say, make a lighting fixture that you're going to use a lot if you already have the buttons to control it. So here we're onto a corner. We just finished up a kind of a shorter piece. And this corner does get a slight change at the end that I don't actually retro onto the model before I get done with it. We're starting on the door here. This actually took a little bit of work. I forget which door mod, but there's a door mod, whichever one that is. Trying to figure out what to do with the surrounding of the door. And I really want it to be kind of this octagon shape, but using the tilted in corner pieces at the bottom, I couldn't get it to do the octagon shape because that's not a shape that is, well, in Space Engineer's door is a normal shape. It's two different size slants. So here we start deleting the legs and putting the panels up in kind of a not diorama, cascade, I think is the word I'm looking for. I think it's cascade, yeah. So a lot of copy and paste, a lot of deleting, and actually make still another piece after this. And this tile set will expand probably for years to come, if I can remember to save it. I didn't actually save it at the moment of recording this video, or recording actually the voiceover of this video. Anyway, so we start on building a small outpost. So we have the platform and the stairs. Trying to get the stairs to match up. That's what I said about the tileable stairs. Being that panel is there, I wanted that panel to be on the ground, and that means that the what's it called? The panel has to be not level. It's actually kind of tilted to the side. So I ended up changing all the panels I could, the armor panels, to the inside, so they're all contained within the stair. And that's a really good thing to note for module pieces. You want the modules to be self-contained. You don't want them to interfere with what's next, as I run into another problem with the platform that I actually could have easily gotten rid of by making the feet only tilt in, not out, or simply by remembering how to detach the feet like I've been doing this entire video. So here is the corner that I was talking about. That is not the corner that we already built, but I needed a inverted corner so it kind of bends on itself. So copy and paste, and I rip it off the building so we can add it to the cascade carefully. So I realized I'm going to need a lot more, and this is where it just takes me forever to figure out what on earth was going on. But it's the feet of both the square platforms interacting or not being, able to be in the same space. Because no compound blocks and, two things cannot occupy the same space at the same time in reality or in this verse. So, continue copy pasting. I actually started deleting this curve, and then I realized that I wasn't going to do that, and I ended up deleting all the legs all over again, adding a row of blocks, and then, building the turn wrong because I didn't actually turn the blocks. So, with the tile set, I didn't actually have a metric I was using, which is a terrible, terrible thing to do, because you don't know where it's going to line up and how it's going to line up, as I run into a giant problem on the opposite corner of the inverted corner. So I wanted to try and use as many of the different blocks as possible, spruce up where I could. And this is just the exterior. I actually don't get to the interior. But with the interior, I'm probably going to do, I hope to do some platforms that have the interior. So, like a small one, you can have a bedroom or a doorway type of setup for furniture. So you, like in a bedroom, you'd have a desk and a bed and a light. Basically, that's all you would need. And make some variations of, like, a simple bedroom, which is maybe just a end table and a bed. And maybe some more advanced ones like a TV, a bed, a computer, a desk, and an end table, and a light. So just different variations of it. And this is that corner that is, it still hurts. It's so bad. There's no way to do that. And this is the change of the corners, how I kind of put a slant in the crease of it to give it kind of more of a flow to the piece, to the module.
What's it called?
So it's actually quite nice, the shape that I got it to
real-time
to
part. That's what I call it.
the inside.
Real-time part.
I remember all the divots into the wall.
There's not much to say after that.
All the windowed walls
live stream
can open up and let the light in
time lapse
from the outside. That's kind of a
actually,
redundant statement because where else would the light come in?
So
But there's no interior lights, and I didn't make a module roof because I didn't think that module roofs
one of the
would
things that I
help
like
that much.
a lot about this build.
But anyway, we copy
how
it,
kind
and paste it,
depending on
and
how much
we
earth is shown.
believe
So
we fly
this
through.
back one, it
We're gonna
just
add
has
a
the fins,
that was called reactor.
and this one has the
Turn the
fins,
lights. Turn tonight.
and it's kind of transition
And there we
plate.
go. So we're gonna hop
And if it goes
into
any higher, you have
real
the,
time, and then
fins
we'll see it
transition
there.
plate, and then the structure support, which makes it. Once you see all that, it makes it a lot nicer. I did mess with the lighting. That's why it looks so odd. And it's for the inside, but you'll see that in a second. So let's see, what other things did I try and say with my mic off? These kind of areas in here are great for components like reactors maybe. You can put more lights in here and so forth. So I hope to do some like room modules. But the next video we're actually going to be retrying the module setup, the different tile set, because this was not the look I was going for at all. So this is why I turned it up, this view right here, because it looked really good. And actually, it looks pretty accurate as far as lighting. It's just Space Engineers, and its rendering is an odd duck indeed. So I wanted to show everyone what I meant about the shutter issue, or the copy and paste issue with the names. These are all shutter style square no glass 2. Every single one on the building. So you can't really differentiate these from those, and so forth. So that's why you want to put the control panel with the button on for that panel, like in the tile set over here. So if you were to probably on the inside. Put just, let's see, do I have one or do I have to go get one? Yeah, I have to go get one. Just the button panel. And then, you can't access that. Okay. That on, and then put them in a group. We'll just call this group window. And my brain just stopped. Window? Yeah, it's one window. Okay. So window, and then we get that to the group. Toggle open close. Go to view. Now it doesn't matter, or it shouldn't matter. I haven't actually tested this, but it shouldn't matter how many times this piece. Oh, Space Engineers, not like that one. Okay. But these should all need to give it some power for the test. This should open only those, and it doesn't. It opens all of them. Okay. Argument void. Gonna have to figure out something that is terrible. I don't know how. Oh, because they're all in the same group, aren't they? How did they get... How does that... That doesn't even make any sense. Space Engineers, what are you doing? It doesn't even make any sense. I made a group. But they're both in group window. That doesn't make another group called window. That makes sense, but... Okay. Okay. What if I had you... Let's delete this second one. Delete that. So what if I told you to only open that shutter toggle? Okay. We're gonna get rid of the window thing. So this should only do the one. Give it a reactor. Okay, that only does the one. So this should work. This only opens that one. Yes, okay, so it was just the group binding. So if I had a window that could do that, which I don't know if I do, I'll have to look for it. So that is what I was trying to talk about, on the time-lapse bit. That's really detailed. Wow. Didn't know that texture had that much detail on it. Huh. So yeah, as long as it's button to operation, not button to group to operation. So, yes. So in the next episode of this, I don't know if it's going to be next Monday, or we going to go back to a Star Citizen thing next Monday, or if we're going to do 2 week, I don't know. This is kind of still me learning how to YouTube and all that, because I'm just kind of trying going at it. I have to kind of do some computer maintenance this week, so I have no idea if I'll even have a computer by the end of the week, because my computer hates me and it never actually works out as it's supposed to. So also buying lots of hardware to make the videos better, so look forward to better quality and all the good stuff that happens on this channel. And as I was starting to say, and I'm rambling now, that we'll eventually get to stuff like that. That is a huge building. It's actually hundreds of small blocks. There's thousands and thousands of small blocks in that building. But I built a small wall tile set, not this detailed, obviously. And then I was able to build it using a large block building as a reference. So that kind of helped. So, actually, this kind of looks like a train car from this end. Interesting. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See, I need to find a new outro, because I feel like I need to say more. Have a good time, everyone.